Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Friday, February the 21st. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, Australian shares are set to snap their recent run of losses, with ASX futures up around 0.25%. This is despite a negative night on global markets as renewed fears of a global trade war unnerved investors and saw gold soar to another record. On Wall Street, a downbeat forecast from retailing giant Walmart dampened risk appetite, with the Dow falling heavily, while the S&amp 500 pulled back from its recent record. Walmart, the world's largest retailer, provided current fiscal year sales and profit forecasts that fell short of analysts' expectations, which suggested a dampening of consumer demand that sent shares of the other large retailers, Target and Costco, lower. The big banks have also taken a tumble, with Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan down. Palantir Technologies, which provides governments with software services, fell after the Pentagon said that it's looking at potential budget cuts for the fiscal year of 2026. The US-listed shares of Alibaba jumped following the Chinese e-commerce firm's consensus-beating third-quarter revenue. Hasbro, those shares surged after the toy maker beat quarterly profit and revenue estimates. Well, the latest commentary from US Fed members has emphasised that policy should remain modestly restrictive until it's clear inflation is on track. Raphael Bostic saying that he expects 2 more rate cuts in 2025, though uncertainty around the projection has risen. While Austin Goolsbee has said before we got to the uncertainties from policy and from geopolitics and from some others, the overall thing looked pretty good to me. The unemployment rate is 4%, inflation has been coming down on a path to 2%. Well, the latest economic data shows a modest increase in US jobless claims, and a survey from the Philadelphia Fed showed it measures of prices paid by factories increased to their highest level in more than 2 years in February, while the Business Activity Index has fallen sharply. US Treasury yields have edged lower after Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said a near-term change and increase in the size of longer-dated debt auctions is not planned. The yield on the 10-year note was last down to 4.51% and the 2-year at 4.26%. And the US dollar has fallen against most major currencies, while the yen has risen to an 11-week peak on the prospect of further rate hikes by the Bank of Japan. The Aussie has risen almost 1% to 64 US cents. And Bitcoin has climbed above 98,000 US dollars. Well, oil prices have edged higher on larger than expected drawdowns in the US. Brent futures up around 0.5% to $76 a barrel. Copper has reversed its recent declines to be up 1%, while iron ore has jumped 1.8% to $109 US dollars a tonne. And gold has surged on more safe haven buying, taking it to $2,937 an ounce. Well, locally today, we'll get the Purchasing Managers Indices for February, while RBA Governor Michelle Bullock will testify at Parliament. On the earnings front, we'll get results from Accent Group, Block, Guzman & Gomez, Ingham's, Jumbo Interactive, QBE Insurance, MA Financial, Newmont, XDC and Superloop. That is your day ahead. We'll see you again on Monday.